Hey folks! Today's video I am so very excited about, and I know that there's a decent amount of you that have been waiting for this video. Today we're gonna do my beauty room tour. Oh goodness gracious. I have been collecting things for the last few months and years before that I have put into places in here that I feel like really, I don't know, make like the perfect little like zen space for me to do makeup, to film in, to just like chill out. So we're gonna be going through all of the things, like literally all of the things. So if there's any like art or specific pieces of furniture or things that you've been wondering about, I'm gonna go into detail about all of them. Obviously, if there's things that are like thrifted and stuff, I will let people know. So we're gonna cut to voiceover here in just a minute, but we're gonna go through my makeup organization, go through a little bit of like what I got on OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace type things, what things are new, what things I've had for a long time, because I have had a lot of things since like I moved out 6 years ago, 7 years ago now, holy moly. And then some things that I've gotten more recently. I will say I have like probably a healthy mix of like real and fake plants in my house. Most of the plants in this room are fake because I've had a couple people like plant tour and I'm like, most of them are fake plants. Like I mix the two because I am not as good at keeping plants alive quite yet. I am working my way up. I have a money tree out in the living room and a spider plant and some air plants and a cactus and stuff. I'm not great at keeping plants alive yet, so I will just say that. So most of the things in here are fake plants. Not proud of it, but they're cute. If I'm not getting something thrifted or on Etsy, it's usually just coming from like Marshall's, Michael's, or Home Goods. Let's just jump right into the voiceover and my whole beauty room tour. All right, we're starting off the rattan shelf because it's my favorite and has the most things on it. Both the candelabra and the little skeleton hand are from Michael's, by the way. I am obsessed with their Halloween collections every single year. The pink tin in the back is a vintage one that my sister gave me years ago. It keeps mostly jewelry that I don't wear as often, or like earrings that I lose the other one to. It's just kind of like a catch-all for other jewelry. The patina skull cup, like the really cool distressed looking skull cup, is from Trevor Foster's studio. The muskrat skull and preserved beetle are from an antique store in Seattle called Ballyhoo Curiosity Shop. If you're ever in Seattle, I highly recommend it. It's in Ballard. This one nail polish was my grandmother's. She died last year, and my sister and I each got one bottle of her like iconic red nail polish. And I don't usually wear red, but I do like having this anyway. Not all my eyeshadow palettes are on this shelf. I do have a couple downstairs where I've been doing my makeup on stream, but most of them are here. These first few were sent to me in PR from Odin's Eye, and I do quite like them. You'll see a lot of their stuff here. These ones are my Kaleidos palettes and definitely one of my favorite eyeshadow formulas right now. I am very into the Flower Punk and I will most definitely be buying it. I have a little coconut bowl full of solid perfumes, most of them being Lush. And I bought this dumb little swan planter from a thrift store in Burien, and I think it was like $4. I don't know. You'll quickly see that I do love quartz. And more Michael's Halloween things. Now these are almost all my bullet lipsticks. I've got a few more in a drawer that don't fit in here and a couple in my makeup bag, but most of these are several years old, especially my MAC lipsticks. Like I have a lot of old lipsticks. These are the rest of the Odin's Eye things that they sent to me. Who knows? Maybe I'll do a giveaway soon. I don't know. I have so many things from them now. I've got another little bowl. This was a candle that burned all the way down that I cleaned out, where I keep my glitters and pigments, and I have a couple of the ColourPop Super Shock shadows. And even more eyeshadow palettes. I've got a handful of Midas quads and palettes. Some of them were sent to me in PR, but the quads I bought myself. I love Midas's palettes, but you all know that. Make sure to use code Abby for 20% off if you do buy anything from Midas. My affiliate link is in the description below. And my one sad ColourPop palette. It's so very old. I don't even remember what this one is called. And then I do have my one overpriced Viseart palette, and I will pan some of these shadows someday. The Pastel Goth palette is the one Kat Von D palette that I still have, and it's still good. I want to keep using it because I spent the money on it, so it's like I might as well use it. Now onto my extensive ABH eyeshadow palette collection. Starting with Riviera, the Jackie Aina palette, Sultry, Modern Renaissance, Norvina, and Subculture. I've gotten like half of those myself, and then half of those were gifts from Josh. Oh, and then a Rogue Midas Flower Bomb palette. My fake nail organization is pretty non-existent, and I still need to figure out a way to clean glue off of them, but for now they live in this plastic drawer set. Once the whole house is painted, I'm going to start wearing fake nails again. I miss them. I haven't worn them because we've been like painting and moving things, and there's no point. These I bought recently from La Moda Shoes, and I am in love. Oh my god, they're so cute. I talked about them in a video recently. The vintage cowboy boots I actually traded a t-shirt for at my mom's antique show several years back. I tried them on, and as soon as the lady saw that they fit me perfectly, she was like, "Oh my god, you have to have them." And I am happy to report that I still have them. I bought a string of fake ivy from Michael's to adorn the shelf and to hide the LED strips along the side. That was Josh's idea, but I was pretty pleased with the result. These are the Elgato LED light strips, but you can easily find ones that are cheaper. We just bought these ones because we already had other Elgato products for our computers and streaming setup. This mirror I bought from a guy on OfferUp, and I mentioned the story in a video recently, but we did the transaction at a notoriously sketchy Chevron on Aurora, which is just hysterical. Like, I gave him money, he gave me a mirror. This jewelry rack slash shelf I actually got from an Etsy shop called The Knotted Wood, and you can customize the wood color and the number of hooks for jewelry. It's kind of perfect. And my mom found this creepy little ceramic doll head. Well, I got this fake succulent also from Michael's, and it's so tiny. It looks perfect up here. I have done standalone videos about my jewelry collection, so I won't go into each piece individually, but these are all my necklaces. This one is from Nasty Gem. These three are from Open the Cellar Door. This one I got from a friend, and this one, Lacey from Spooky Lips and Fat Hips, made me for Secret Santa. This one is from Blue Stocking Designs, and I love how dainty and intimidating it is. This one is Bone China Designs, and I have several items from this shop. Just you wait. Y'all asked me about this one quite a bit, and this triptych piece is surprisingly from Michael's, and it was part of their Halloween collection like 3 years ago, I think. I just love it. I do have 2 music posters in here. The rest are down in the living room and streaming room, but I need to represent my 2 faves. Ravenna Woods are literally some of my favorite people, and I've actually helped them shoot a couple of music videos. Link in the description. I live a life for somebody else, not all my best friends. And this one I actually got from my very good friend Renee, who had a handful of these We Are Scientists Brain Thrust Mastery posters from their second full length. I love them. I love these guys. I need them to go on tour as soon as everything is safe again because I miss them dearly.
I can understand loyalty. I think it's a positive trait.
I just had to figure out where I'm gonna put this cat pin now because I'm like,
let me see. Let's see.
You got it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Have you guys enjoyed it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it goes on this side. Boom. Done.
This print, one of my favorites. It's from Beverly Salas, and I got this like 5 years ago when I first moved to the city. And I just love Beverly's style. Her art style is fantastic, and you have to check out her Instagram. I'll leave a link to her stuff in the description. She has like such cool, like psychedelic, it's so hard to describe, but it's so trippy and cool. This is the one piece of art that I don't remember the artist. I got it from the punk rock flea market like years ago. This painted Chewbacca Bigfoot vinyl, it's from a local artist, Dave Ryan, who has all these really cool like stencil pop art. This shelf was actually a gift from Josh. He got it for me for Christmas like 3 years ago, and he got it from Killstar. I think they still have it. More quartz, this time in the skeletal variety. And also a Herkimer quartz. I just love quartz. This little placard is from Starling Jewels, aka Goldie Starling on YouTube. She does like super cool avant-garde and special effects looks, but she also has a shop on Etsy called Starling Jewels, and she has some really cool eye placards. This was from her Halloween collection last year. I think this was from Target like 3 years ago. Nothing special. And then this macrame piece came from a random vendor for my mom's last antique show like 2 years ago. My mom's been putting on antique shows for like my whole life. So we'll cut to a little bit of an overview of my furniture. Most of my furniture is secondhand. Actually, all of the furniture in this room is secondhand. I got my vanity from a thrift store years ago, and I have redone it, painted it. I talked about it in a video more recently. My dresser I got from a seller on OfferUp, and it's like a nice little mid-century dresser. I needed one that was bigger than the one I had before because that had been like a 100-year-old dresser that some of the handles were popping off. It wasn't the best use of space for me, and I had inherited that one from my mom. So this one I got from a guy on OfferUp, very into it. My little like rounded half moon table, that one, I don't remember if I found that at a thrift store or if my mom did and she just like gave it to me. I don't quite remember, but that one I've had for a long time. The little plant stand stool things, the green one is actually Josh's, one of his little random stools, side tables that he had. And then the brass looking one, I don't know if it's actually brass. I think it's like plastic. I don't know. Libby had that one. I don't remember where she got it, but she just like hand-me-downed it to me. And then the taller one, the like bamboo looking rattan one, my mom found that one at something, probably an estate sale or whatever, and she was gonna sell it at her store, but she was like, do you like this? And I'm like, yes I do, Mom. And then the little 2 chest of drawers that I have my jewelry sitting on, that one my mom also had at her store, and it was like $45. She took a picture of it and sent it to me one day, and she's like, do you like this? And I'm like, yes. Thanks, Mom. Thanks so much. The rattan shelf that sits right behind me, this beautiful piece, that I got from a seller on Facebook Marketplace who has a space in an antique store in South Seattle. Pacific Galleries, that's the name of the antique store. It's very big. I've spent hours in there before. I have spent hours at that antique store. I love it. So this is one of my favorite pieces, for sure. And then the chair I'm sitting on that I talked about in a favorites, I think a little while. No, I think it was just in like a vintage decor haul. I think this I actually got from an Instagram account, Cool House Vintage out of Seattle. And a set of these chairs had actually been sitting in the owner's uncle's attic for like decades and they were like never used. So I'm very happy I got my hands on one of these. And then my beautiful mirror, which I've talked about a handful of times. I've posted about it on Instagram a ton. This came from another Instagram account, Ballroom Blitz Vintage, out of Seattle. A buddy of mine and a friend of his run it, and I was so into it, and Josh helped me mount it on the vanity. It's so big and pretty, and we put LED strips around the back so it looks really cool. So I love my vanity. It's so pretty. It's so cool. Ooh. So those are the big furniture pieces. Now onto the other corner. These brass wall hangings are from someone on OfferUp. They're so freaking weird, but I love them. And this butterfly print came from a vendor at the Aurora Antique Pavilion in Edmonds like 5 years ago. I think the space is still there, but it's like a huge store. There's like so many things to look at. This print was a gift from my old roommate, Sarah, and it's by Maddie Young, who's an artist out of Australia. I don't believe she does prints much anymore. I believe she mostly does tattoos, but like the art style is just fantastic. This Moon Phases stained glass wall hanging is from Thatcher Gray on Etsy, and I got it 2 years ago. And this Gemini snake print is from Rachel Whitehurst, aka Shop Ruble, aka a talented and beautiful badass. You should go check out Rachel's store. The brass wall pocket and the little fans, the little metal fans, are both from an Instagram account called Eclectic Oranges. Okay, this embroidery wheel I commissioned my very dear friend Erin to make me of my favorite Typhoon album, White Lighter. If I were to get a tattoo of any album art, it would be this. Erin's store is Indysomnia Crafts on Etsy, and she has some really cool album art cover ones. This embroidery wheel came from the Oculus shop on Etsy, and they have some other super cool like witchy designs on there. I think I got this one like 2 years ago. The resin planchette is from Witch's Wardrobe Co. And the Scully ceramic cup is from Bone China Designs. The little skeleton plaque that reminds me of Nirvana's In Utero is from Michael's, actually. And the stained glass was from a thrift store in Bellevue for like $1.99 or something. This is my newest piece from an Etsy shop called Fungus Gallery, and it is so freaking cool. These all came from a store called Josephine's Mercantile in Port Orchard, which is like an hour away from here, ferry ride. Josh and I stopped there on the way home from him buying a 1987 Supra. This is another vintage find from Eclectic Oranges, and this print is actually super special to me. Audrey De La Cruz, aka Annotated Audrey online, actually drew this piece inspired by me, but she has some other great Arizona and California inspired like canvas prints featuring like a lot of saguaro cacti and stuff. This shelf was one that my mom found for me, and the baby head planter is from Ballyhoo. The hand was from Michael's Halloween collection, I think last year. I do keep some of my perfumes here on my vanity on this super cool resin tray from Witch's Wardrobe Co. And it makes me want to make my own resin things. This vase I found at that same thrift store in Bellevue, and it's an Otagiri painted vase, and I think it was like $2.99. I walked out of the place literally spending like $11 on like 6 items, and I don't even know how I found this. I've been keeping fake pampas in here, as well as in the Seattle Times newspaper box my mom gave me like 7 years ago. It works. I didn't want to buy a real pampas just because of like allergies and stuff. Got a Forever Mood candle, one of my favorite scents I've tried from them. Caked Up is fantastic. And I washed like half my brushes recently, not all of them, but the ones I use the most. I also keep these in an old Bath & Body Works jar that I cleaned out once the candle burned all the way down. I kind of love it. I keep most of my highlighters, blushes, and bronzers in this drawer. There's no specific organization in place, but honestly, I'm okay with it. Like, I might get some little containers to kind of keep them separate, but it's fine in there. I don't have a ton of blushes and bronzers and highlights. Like, I have a decent amount, but it's not impossible to find. The second drawer is for lip glosses, liquid blushes, mascaras, basically tubes. Like, tubes. The top drawer on the other side has eyeliner pencils and lip liners, but also just like random crap. Like, it's just kind of a catch-all for some other things. And then the bottom drawer is literally the makeup equivalent to the junk drawer. Over on this table, we have the second half of my perfume collection. I got this shelf from Lightly Seasoned on Etsy, and I love it. This little tray is from Bone China Designs, if you couldn't guess already. I keep my earrings well organized on this rack from Oak Knoll Creations, and it's super simple and clean looking, but still really cool. I like it. I like the wood and the metal. It's nice. Like I said, when I showed the necklaces, I did a whole jewelry video last year with most of these earring sets. I'll leave the video in a card if you want to see me go into more detail about all the earrings. I've been keeping all my rings in this vintage ashtray I got at the Fremont Vintage Mall, and now I want more ashtrays, even though I don't smoke. I have like 6 of these candles from Michaels because I think they were on sale for like $5 a piece when I bought them, but they're so cool. They change color with the LED lights. This blue Morpho butterfly came from Ballyhoo. And I'm still on the lookout for a death's head moth. Like, I want it. They're so cool. This whole table is pretty much all thrifted. The vases, stained glass picture frame, and the bamboo tray, like OfferUp, thrift store. We've made it to my dresser. This is the only real plant in my room, and the wicker plant stand is my newest thrifted find. I love it. One more piece from, you guessed it, Bone China Designs. Faith, you're welcome. This skull my mom found somewhere. It's obviously made out of like ceramic or some very heavy material, and she gave it to me. I don't know what it's made out of, but it's super cool, and I might paint it. I don't know. I've been keeping my clean masks in this glass jar that I got from Michaels years ago. I used to have a carnivorous plant live in it, but it died. That one actually hurt. That one I was sad about. And this pretty little swung vase came from a junk store in Bothell with a giant wooden horse out front. I am not kidding. This rug slash table runner I also got on OfferUp, and I initially intended it on having it be a runner rug in the hallway, but it was too small, so it worked great actually as a topper for my dresser. And here's where my Twin Peaks photo lives. I have had some people wonder where it is. It's up here. I actually got this print from the same place. I got the butterfly print at the Aurora Antique Pavilion. These owl mirrors also came from Eclectic Oranges on Instagram, and I have one more that I think I'm gonna put in our bedroom. I'm not quite sure yet. This is what the room looks like with just the LED lights and the sunlight coming through the curtains, and it is so cool in here in the morning. Oh my god. I got the curtains from Marshall's, by the way. And this rug came from Rugs USA, and it did take almost 2 months to get here, just to let you know. It wasn't really expensive, it was reasonable, but be prepared to wait for a while or get like shipping notifications multiple times for the same product. I got it, it just took a while. I do love it though. I thought I'd show you all the fun stuff my LED lights can do. I sped this footage up by like 300%, but you can do it all from an app. You can just like slide your finger around and change the color. It's super cool. And this is my whole room. Ta-da! So I hope you guys liked this video. I will list as many as I can remember, stores, places where I got things, Instagram accounts, Etsy stores. If there's any that you saw in this video that you're wondering where I got, leave a comment below if you're really curious and you might have missed it. I'll make sure to let people know if it's not secondhand or just hand-me-downs, because I do have a lot of things in here that I did buy from like artists and individual stores, crafters, and stuff like that. So I do have a lot of that in here as well. So it's not everything is in secondhand. For today's song of the day, I was blasting some early 2000s like nostalgic shit yesterday. So your song of the day is Losing Grip from Avril Lavigne. Why? I don't know. Somebody posted. Here's why. Somebody posted on Twitter, and it was a clip from I'm With You from Avril Lavigne's debut album, and which is a masterpiece, by the way. And it was like, this song is one of the best songs and nobody can argue with me. And I was like, yeah. And then I like went through the thread and somebody else was like, oh, check out these other ones. And it just like flashed me back to 2002. And Losing Grip is like, oh, it's so good. Like, it's so good. And it's still good. 19 years later. Oh my God. 19 years later. I don't like that phrase referring to music that was like part of my formative years. Though I did realize recently that like so many of my favorite albums came out 20 years ago. Or yeah, 17 to 20 years ago. 2004 was 17 years ago. Let me know if you want me to do a whole video just talking about nostalgic music. That could be a fun get ready with me, actually. Because I do like music. I talk about music all the time in my regular day-to-day life or on other social medias. Not everybody on here knows that I'm a live music photographer. Like, that's part of my life. That's a big part of my life. Obviously not for the last year and a half, but yeah, let me know if you want me to just like ramble on about like nostalgic music and a get ready with me, because I could ramble on forever and ever. Just like albums that are 20 years old. All links to my social media will be down in the description down below. My Twitter, my Instagram, and my Twitch. I stream on Twitch 2 to 3 times a week lately. If you like The Sims and or other games, maybe I'll be streaming some other ones coming up. I played Halo on there. I played Phasmophobia on there. I played Dead Space. I'll probably play Forza at some point because Josh got me playing Forza and like, I just like driving off cliffs and stuff. So if you like me and video games, follow my Twitch. So, yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you are staying safe. I hope you are staying home. I hope you're able to get vaccinated if you haven't already. I hope you can make that appointment, because I want everybody to be able to just like hug someone. When I say, I never used to be like a super affectionate person when I was younger because my family's not super affectionate. When I moved out and moved into the city and made friends, boy howdy, did that make a 180. I need to be affectionate with my friends, and I miss it. I hope you can too. And also just like not be afraid all the time. At least less afraid. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you liked this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!